traditionally goes down that way.
I don't know. Endpoint were up against a world-class ZywOo yesterday in top form. I feel like they gave a good showing. It wasn't their best, but I think they've got a lot more to offer. As we get into it, we the T-side start for them on Overpass, and this is picked by them, of course. So they've got themselves 4 sets of armor, a couple of flashes, mid-control towards Connector, and maybe a B split on the cards here.
Okay, well, they've taken sewer control quite quickly. It was a 4-man stack from Spirit towards B early. That rotation dropping back now, but the flash is good, and they're already in. Look at Nerds straight into, well, the bullets of magixx. This one's been stalled out as quick as it started.
Absolutely. It was looking quite sprightly there for Endpoint, but completely shut down, taking some damage out from the dual Berettas, and it is going to be a 5-on-3. kjaerbye, though, he is on the other side of the map, hoping he can get towards CT spawn and cause some damage here, but Surreal, he looks like he's going to go down any second here. He'll show himself, and that's going to be a kill for Patsy. I say, as he gets the bomb, almost fell apart, but absolutely fine. And the only chance they've got, the only lifeline, is going to be kjaerbye in the backtracks, maybe gets a couple of kills.
I want people to get the compilation of how many times we say on pistol rounds, it's difficult to shoot players in the back, kjaerbye.
Here we go.
Well, it was a backstab, but it was in the front to Chopper there. magixx has got one as well. The bomb's being scooped up, and there's 3 quickly on the tail of this bomb as the A site has been given up.
It's possible now, Jack. The fact they're all together, they're going to have no resistance in the A side. kjaerbye's confirmed that. If he gets a safe plant towards bank, perhaps, get the safe plant going.
kjaerbye's giving the info. He's calling all of this. They're just running through. kjaerbye's heard all 3 of them, and oh, he's with the first shot. Wonderful's gone down here. kjaerbye needs to do more. magixx over towards the site. Rocking a hard place, and magixx with an absolute banger. kjaerbye now in a 1-on-2 situation. Shooting away, the bomb's being tapped. Siren just has to defend him right here, and will the Julies confirm the pistol for Spirit, but that one got a little bit wonky.
It absolutely did. A strange round there, a 5-on-3, and Endpoint managed to get the bomb down, and actually it was in a 2-on-2, a winnable situation there. I feel like magixx didn't peek, maybe just played a bit more defensively towards CT spawn, played out the bomb, could have been a different story, but he was trying to get stuck in with kjaerbye. A good effort, the bomb gets planted, they can take a full eco here, get the AKs out next, but this was the moment the round was confirmed, for me at least, when the bomb goes down there, but still, fantastic effort from kjaerbye. That first missed shot, like he said, could have been everything, but he did recover.
Well, when they ran into that site, right, they went top connector to clear from A, and when they got all the map control, they just went into the B bomb site. It's pretty standard that the CT side will play 4 players over towards B for a rush within the early stages, so maybe they were expecting to take contact at different points. And again, I know that you talk about the eco here with the AKs in the next, but I think this might actually end up being a bit of an issue for the side of Endpoint here. If they're not willing to contend with dropping AKs and putting it in the hands of their stars and taking those buys, right? This is the problem with modern day Counter-Strike. Once upon a time, I would happily say, yeah, just take the full ecos here, just get the AKs out into the next. But with how good a lot of the players and teams are at the lower buys, if you're not contending early, and if you don't get a couple of kills with the light investment they have here, this is a 2-0 clean start for
You're
Spirit.
kind of stuffing the coffers as well for Team Spirit, because they've got 4 rifles. They're preparing for the next round. They're presumably going to have a very clean round here, have all their utility, 4 rifles up and running, and they'll have a stronger buy across the board, right? So we'll see. Like, ideally, you want to try and get the bomb down here. Yeah, and either a couple of kills or the bomb going down would be ideal, but unlikely to happen. kjaerbye, once upon a time, had a deadly deagle. He'll be boosted up, and nothing to be found. They have been rumbled here.
And the biggest issue is look how much room Patsy has. I know that Nerds has been able to pass him like a ship in the night, but that will be mildly accounted for here. So Nerds trundling silently through the bathrooms now close towards the top of A, but if he calls them back, they will still have to get through Patsy. So Nerds' flank over towards B with 30 seconds left is the only hope for Endpoint.
The good news is they have bled out all of the utility on the CT side, so some investment at least removed, but should be a foregone conclusion here as we're waiting for the round.
They just need to die, Henry.
Yeah, that's true. With 18 seconds, you're right.
Starting to get a little bit worried here. They're not in the most commanding positions to even go down here. Getting no loss bonus into the next would be absolute nightmare. Fuel accounted for. Siren will deal with him. 7, 6,
is running into the graves.
There we go. Spirit will oblige.
So just to know, if you're not aware what we're talking about on the T side, if you die after the time expires, you get no money in the follow-up. And when you've invested nothing into this one, that is an absolute nightmare on your economy round. So had to run in and die essentially there.
Well, they do get the AKs out, and we saw this similar pattern yesterday from magixx and his lads in the buying. Let's see if they can get the first gun round on the board, because this would wash away any of those concerns that I just had. So AKs for everybody. On the other side, a few emissions with that MP9 and FAMAS still in the mix. But looking like standard map control here. kjaerbye selling something over towards A. You can see the extinguish right there will keep Patsy on his toes. Nerds in through the connector, and kjaerbye on his lonesome being quite aggressive. You have to be careful when you're on your own, but wants to sell it that it is a standard round. Meanwhile, everybody else congregating over towards B.
Indeed. Absolutely everyone from Endpoints making their way over. A basic execution can be coming up. magixx with the bomb towards the monster tunnels, and Crucial just feeling out that short area as the spams come through. Traditionally see that door blown off, a lot of spams towards the connector area, and Patsy's got a ton of information there, Chad. The fact he's got full mid control, they need to get their skates on because the rotation will start coming over. They kind of already have 4 CTs waiting on the bomb site now. And this is going to be a difficult battle. Great nade, follow-up spam for the smoke, yields 2 kills for magixx. MightyMax pulls back 1, but still, they need to enter the bomb site. They're still smoked out here.
Yeah, big issues here. And again, the way back, they have to get through Patsy. So even though he's not finding any impact on the map, the information is setting the rest of his teammates up to secure this round. Chopper starting to glance back towards A now, but Wonderful and magixx are still here to lock this down.
Yeah, Patsy just needs to watch the connector and T-spawn for now. And up towards short we go. The entrance will come in and actually looking pretty good on the timings here. 2 kills for Endpoint. And now they actually have the advantage. They turned this round on its head. Molotov towards upper. And in terms of the residual utility, 1 smoke and a flash, an M4 and a FAMAS, and this is difficult now. Patsy coming on the flank, he'll be heading towards short, smoked out for now. Chopper towards upper. And there's still Molotovs here, so that's going to buy another 7 seconds. Spam towards short, lots of damage inflicted. And I dare say Endpoint might have this one in the bag.
Yeah, they've turned this one around, haven't they? It didn't look likely whatsoever. That explosive nature out of short, magixx had no idea that that was even possible, right? He still had his back turned, worried about the monster play, gets hard cleared, so good stuff from Nerds and Co. just to waltz in towards this B bomb site and secure the first gun round. Chopper maybe wanting to do a little bit of damage on the way out the door, but nobody's home. Yeah, they've already evacuated.
I'm surprised with that information they got from Patsy that Chopper wasn't on the bomb site there. They just didn't feel comfortable. It can happen. If he wasn't watching Connector the entire time, he probably said to his teammates, there's a chance I could have walked up Connector. It happens quite a lot. Alarka will come through, go for the bathrooms, get towards CD spawn. I guess Chopper just didn't feel comfortable. And yeah, they threaded the needle. Endpoint found the perfect time.
That point that you just brought up there is one of the keys with Overpass. It doesn't play like a traditional map in the sense that you can just have all the choke points covered. It needs to be a give and a take of the puzzle pieces. And because there's so much distance, right, you can play on timings with your rotations. So a factor there, but the key in that round was that B explode.
Yeah, well, we said that was a huge round for Endpoint, taking the full eco in the second, winning the third. It was a must-win round for them, and more B focus here, but still a standard setup. Kiabi watching towards the playground, Nerds in that connector. Crucial, waiting for the utility exchange towards short, and there's the double nade. Trying to take down that boosted player, but no one there to receive.
And that's actually copying a bit of spam damage, I believe, so... He's in the connector position now. Patsy and Kyobi is a duel that we need to keep out for here, because if Kyobi is able to pick Patsy off or make him less aggressive in future rounds, there won't be all this space. And Patsy now starting to flirt with his steps out. Kyobi cannot connect the dots, and Patsy will get away on 5 points of health. That's a big exchange.
Yeah, very important duel there. Patsy just about comes out on top, and the boost once again. This time Surreal going up. Trying to keep it quiet. And there is a chance he can pick off Wonderful here if he does overextend. They've spotted him, though, and magixx from the monster area as well. At least there's an exchange. Still a possible round here for Endpoint with Patsy being so low. But the B finish looking likely once again. Crucial and MightyMax start to pair up. And Nerds will join them momentarily. He's waiting for the flank towards Connector still. 40 seconds remaining, and they still have 2 smokes, all of their flashbangs, and 1 Molotov. Just trying to wait out the smoke towards the monster area. But you can see Siren being baited in towards that corner. That can be a problematic position. Well, the smokes have expired. What kind of finish will we have here? Flash over. Doesn't get anyone towards Monster, and now the crossfire will ensue. Wonderful opens things up, but still a chance for Crucial to get a couple of kills.
Siren back in with 1 and just leaving the last man standing, and Nerds tagged up towards Connector. 9 seconds left on the clock, and we'll have to save. And that is how we felt last round should have gone. So Endpoint may have got away with a bit of a lucky one in the previous to get their first on the board, but this time denied. Spirit not just getting waltzed over in that B-bomb site late, denying and securing their third.
Yeah, this Patsy push towards middle is becoming a bit of a problem, not only for information, now he's taking down the anchor players as well. Maybe need to readjust the default here, push him back first before they make their final move, but we'll see how that develops. Nerds did save the AK. I would say they can partially buy around it. They've got about $3,000 per player. Maybe a couple of deagles here. Kiabi's already purchased armor, so we'll see where he goes.
Yeah, and a timeout here to have that exact conversation now. You could see that Patsy wanted to get in the practice with the slaps with Wonderful. This is one of the things, guys. You can try this at home. When you high-five, and we're not talking about low fives, look at the elbow of the person that you are high-fiving with, and you will never miss.
Never miss?
As you're high-fiving, make sure that you're looking at the elbow, because it will help you predict the hand. Ready? Elbow, bang. And it's a good one. You hear it? Crispy.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Bit of a sting. That's a Dexter special right there.
Exactly, yeah. You want to feel the sting. It's the blood pumping, you know, just before you go into the next round. Maybe there's something to that. Look at the elbow, guys. And I think the high five looks better than the underhand.
That's true.
No one wants to bowl
and also, imagine if you do it under and your hands on the table and maybe your fingers get whacked on the edge. There's a couple of issues with the low five.
I think, this is a whole discussion that needs to be had. Wow.
Someone needs to start analyzing the techniques of the celebrations as well as the fist bumps or high
There's definitely
or low
a YouTube
fives.
video there. So it is a not even partial investment. I'd call it an eco. Kiabi gets Deagle armor. The rest of them, though, a couple of Glocks. Deagle's no armor. And Nerds, of course, with that saved AK. So just trying to see if he can fill the map. He should be their star rifler. We didn't see too much of him yesterday, but it was a difficult showing from the squad. Patsy, once again, he has full on control, Chad, and he's becoming a problem. He takes down the vital player. And still, Mighty Max getting that kill back. That's actually pretty decent. So he has been silenced for now. Wonderful. Brings out that AWP. And still a chance in this round. They've got 2 rifles now.
Yeah, you can see the defense getting rejigged right now. Wonderful dropping all the way back to the site. Chopper coming in to fill the position of Long. Maybe a bit of a bait and switch. The 2 rifles in play. Still lack of utility being the biggest drama. And this anchor pairing of magixx and Siren on the site is going to be difficult to break.
So Kiabi trying to find this opening kill. This time comes out on top. This is looking very promising now. All of a sudden, they have the man advantage. Sure, they have no grenades, but that could be 3 rifles. Although the teammates are on the other side of the map with 30 seconds remaining. I dare say it's not possible. Yeah, so going to have to go into the bomb side. magixx, though, I think he's in great form right now. I think his fragging is looking fantastic. He's going to be a difficult player to take down. Incendiary towards short, but they're focusing towards Monster, and that could be a problem.
They've stacked it completely.
Yeah, you're dead on. This is an issue now, and I don't think they'll be penetrating the bomb site too easily here. First kill for magixx. Remember, a couple of armored players here, and they just get mowed down. The M4 chews through them, and Kiabi, he's got the rifles still, but no time to work with. 10 seconds. Could save this one, but trying to cause some damage here. Nice kill, and we'll save the rifle. So that's fair enough.
The damage is key, right? Because just take a little bit of a look at the left-hand side of the screen here before the round transpires. 150, right, on Chopper there, who now has 3.4k. So weapons will have to be dropped to keep this above
keeps
water,
them modest, right?
which is exactly what you want, right? It's not a flashy round. It's hard to get excited about it, but in the long game that is Counter-Strike, those are important kills, especially if they can convert this next round of play. We have Ancient up next, and then Vertigo is the third if we do require it in this series. The desk was discussing it. I know Kassad wasn't using the mathematical percentages, but it was basically saying if whoever loses this game is out of contention.
It's a fair enough statement.
Yeah, we don't see them beating a lot of the other teams. Now, that could change. Fnatic absolutely bodied NIP yesterday, so anything is possible. This Fnatic roster's looking pretty tidy, and so is Kirby's movement. Straight into Wonderful's AWP.
Yeah, this really is an issue now. The CT control they're getting towards the A side of the map, it's just funneling them back in towards B, and it looks like they're going to take advantage of this setup. The fact they've got everyone here, let's just get in, boys, and see if we can thread the needle once again. Surreal, decent position, but he doubts himself for a second there, and it's going into another disastrous situation for Endpoint. Just Nuts left, and I guess that was a straight-up reaction, Chad, knowing they had such a disadvantage. The CTs had all the information again before they had a chance to rotate, try and get in there, singular flashbang. There was a chance if Surreal kept his focus towards Monster. Maybe he gets a decent trade, but too many kills going in favor of Spirit.
You can't just have Kirby the only man here looking for map control over towards A.
Right, it's obviously a problem now. They're taking full advantage of it. The fact now they just know, let's just send the AWP towards Long. We can get full control. We need to see a stronger default. Molotov out the key positions, flash over towards Long, make them feel uncomfortable, then finish off towards B. For now, though, this is the partial buy. Deagles across the board. No helmets, but some armor.
Yeah, and Vendetta, he came on HLTV Confirmed the other week, and we were having a bit of a chat. He was talking about Overpass. He's not an Overpass fan. Oh, hold up, we might have a fan of Nerds here in a second. He's actually slipped past that smoke. Not sure if the footsteps would have been noted here. And a player just resides on the other side of this. Patsy, the X Factor, has Wonderful in support, and that little internal clock means that Long will have to be addressed. Chopper also here, so a bit of a change in the water right now as Spirit are predicting what could have been an A finish. However, all the ruse back down towards B to search with these Deagles.
So we do have maximum loss bonus.
We're
going to the next round, so
again,
maybe a crucial AWP will come out just to battle that back towards Long. But for now, here comes the B finish. magixx in this real nice, tidy position on top of the sewer. And yeah, not really much to speak of in this round. Crucial might be able to get a 1D. Not meant to be. Clean sweep, no damage inflicted to the CT side whatsoever. 6-1 up on the pick of Endpoint here. So will we see the crucial sniper? That's what we need to see.
Sadly, no. Which would facilitate some of this A control that we were talking about, right? Because you could post him up early just to watch the long push. It means you could play players through connector, maybe. Because the traditional default when you're looking for map control on a map like Overpass is 3 players over towards A, 1 connector, and 1 over towards B. And it's obviously not a full press in a linear fashion, but you're slowly combing through that territory to force the CTs back towards the site.
It's the same setup here, and we're going to have Patsy this time a little less aggressive. He's just going to be smoking up towards middle. And Surreal, He'll be joining Crucial this time, and they'll go for the short control.
Very quick on this.
Looking for that first pick quickly, but the Orb's in such an ideal position. That's just, you can't even trade that.
They're one step ahead, though. Think about all the different locations we've seen. Wonderful, aggressive towards A, now starting over towards B, the dinks through the boards. It's going from bad to worse here for Endpoint.
Sure. I thought Wonderful might not be the most aggressive flashy AWPer, but he's certainly dynamic. It's difficult to keep track of him. We saw it on Nuke yesterday, and he hits the majority of his shots as well. He's stable. He's looking very confident of himself. And remember, he had to fill the shoes of Dexter as well. So doing a great job in that department. Unpredictable, but Patsy, he might be caught out here.
Nerds is clearing, but hasn't gone the full way around, and they're aware that they've given up this space. Chopper will jump spot this from the site. The call will come through from the sound queue, and well, Patsy now hot on his tails here. He's heard this, and he wants this frag. Patsy for the fourth, and easy as you like. Can we call this one 7?
I think you have to. There's no world, considering they've already been dinged through the boards twice as well. Crucial and Kiabi down to half health. This would be a kill Kiabi gets, so they're kind of back in the round, but I would say that was not really required from Patsy. With that 5-on-3 advantage, could have fallen back and joined the teammates, but still a lot of work to be done for Endpoint. 35 seconds remaining. B finish again. They haven't really attempted even to go to the A side.
No, not at all.
One round in the pistol.
And the thing is, if it's to do with conditioning, it's actually just working for Spirit. Like, yeah, we'll have more of this. Let our anchor players get as many kills as possible. And wonderful rotating in, right place, right time. Or trained, and should be a sitter. Is Kirby in the dirt, and just 2 more players who are bringing up the rear late to the party. He's good. Flashes, not too shabby either. Wonderful put on notice, but the rotation is here, and I don't think they're going to get anything done whatsoever. magixx and Chopper chime in for the final 2, and the rounds just keep on coming.
Another timeout required for Endpoint, Chad, I would say. That's,
well, let's be selfish for a second here, Henry. If it's a 2-0, I can go for another swim in the sea, like I did yesterday between series. So,
that's a good point.
Get out there, get in the water. I don't know how everybody at home feels about that.
I forgot my swimming stuff again, so I'll just have to be watching from the sidelines.
Maybe tomorrow. Well, you can be the lifesaver again, I think.
True. Okay. Well, we weren't swimming fully clothed before.
Yeah, bring a whistle, bring all the good stuff. We'll get a towel for you.
So it is the timeout. It's the second one used by Endpoint, and it's required, of course. Like, not only are you 7-1 down, it's your pick. Morale's going to be low. We saw the same thing against Vitality yesterday. Well, they were 10-1 down. Can't keep having these starts, boys, and it's the same problems almost every single round. Not showing enough presence towards A, getting pushed back, funneled into B, like forced into B, and it's just not working out for them whatsoever. Wonderful repositioning. He's inside their heads and completely mopping them up every single time.
So yesterday we were talking about, and this is for the people at home to get involved in here, it looks like it probably is going to be quite a B-heavy play again.
Okay.
Was the hashtag EPO hot takes. Now let's see if this car crash happens there early, and then I'll give everybody the understanding of those EPO hot takes. But Nerds, under pressure, 2 coming his way, double dunked, and the kill.
I think he gets a kill there. Oh, not quite.
It's the change to the Deagle, right? Otherwise, it would have been 2 bullets dead.
Shots.
So
yeah, right.
the remnants of that still plaguing, as well, they've foregone monster control, and that's where they're coming through.
Hasn't worked out too well for them so far, but that flashbang is pretty good, but they're not looking towards short at all. Surreal offers himself up for 3, but Crucial, quite the opposite. He'll get a 1 dig, and now just 1 by 1 in they go. Maybe another kill, but that's the best you can hope for. And another pretty much clean sweep there, Chad. No real pressure on the map, apart from B once again. 8-1, but that was their partial buy. Deagles once again really need to change the pace now. We need to see something a little bit different at the start of this round.
Now, our social media department is going to have a bit of a tough time.
All right.
Because the hashtag EPO hot takes is also used for the English Premier League.
I was going to say, yeah, that makes sense.
So as I was just having a look through the most recent using that hashtag,
about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Man City, Liverpool's here in the we
can talk about that as well. Yeah, we really run out of ideas. We can bring in football.
We can merge the football and the Counter-Strike. I know that we have quite the overlap here.
Perfect. Well, here we go then. It's going to be heavy grenade damage towards short this time. The CT's giving them a taste of their own medicine with the pre-nades. And it's definitely a change of setup. 3 through the short tunnel this time. Kiabi's coming back. Wonderful, though. He has pushed long. So there's the opening kill from Max. That's lovely, but Siren, he'll get 2 of his own. Back into the advantage. Team Spirit go here. 4 versus 3, and just 1 by 1 probing back in. And Crucial, lovely shot to be fair to him.
So the game plan is looking like what they wanted to do was just try and, in a lot of these rounds, put a lot of pressure on these 2 B anchors, and it hasn't worked up until now. They finally put themselves in a mid-round, but they haven't been able to put tabs on Wonderful, who's going to spin around and get another kill in the back. It's completely unaccounted for time and time again, and that's the biggest issue. They can't put this puzzle piece of Overpass T-side together at Endpoint right now.
And it's not really much you can do to blame the solo player there. There's so much to check, and this AWPer, he's watching 3 or 4 different angles from one position. So Chopper and co will make light work of the last 2 players, and a better round from Endpoint, but it's the same problem that's happening here. This A push from the CTs, have got way too much control. They're not being pressured at all. And it's down to Galil's from Endpoint going to that next round. They have committed to a buy. Things starting to spiral. That 10-1 scoreline looking likely once again. And you can see nothing Nerds can do. There's so much control from Wonderful here. He's changing his position almost every round. It's either Patsy pushing or the anchor of Wonderful there patrolling the entirety of the A bomb site.
I think the thing is they're subverting expectation time and time again because I believe Endpoint are hoping that this aggressive mid player, whether it's Wonderful or Patsy, drops back once there's contact B and goes, well, I'm going to rotate to help the B defenders. But he's staying as the canary in the coal mine, and not only is he giving the warning, he's getting the kill. So he's a deadly little canary.
Yeah, absolutely. He's packing a punch, and at least Siren taking some heavy damage there at the start. As I mentioned, the Galils are out, the lack of utility.
They can't even get from the T-spawn side.
T-spawn getting wrecked.
Just getting peppered.
Yeah, it's not fun right now for the Endpoint players, but we'll see what they can do with it. They can definitely pull this round back, but that's a smoke gone. Almost for nothing. Gives up his position as well. Crucial needs to be careful here.
Well, they do have a bit more room over towards A right now. They've got Party, right? They're hanging out. They're getting front bathroom control now.
This is much better.
The pairing of Nerds and Kirby together could trade on Patsy towards Long. Now, if Patsy gets both the kills, I don't know what they can do.
A trade would be decent, though.
A trade would be great, and they actually have forward positioning.
He likely gets one. Like, it's a nice off angle he's got here. It's a one and down position, but if he gets the one, it's great.
Well, they're boosting. They're so worried about behind that. And now they're making steps. They've given it up. They've given the game over. They are going to boost.
Why make noise there?
They are going to boost. So Patsy, he knows this is coming. They've reconsidered it, stepping around the corner one at a time, one for one. So they do get what they were looking for.
I hated that, but still, they got the trade. What were those footsteps about? Like,
I think they're worried about that, the player being aggressive time and time again, right? They're always having to be worried about behind.
But it just gives up. When you're holding that position, you might be daydreaming of the CT, and the fact you hear a footsteps of, right, I'm on, let's go. And he actually gets 1.5 kills and make it a freebie. That's the extra damage from Patsy taking out Nerd through the smoke. magixx might be taken down here. There it is. Okay, a chance here with the Galils. As I say that, it's a double spray down from Siren. 9 seconds remaining. Surreal in an impossible scenario, and that's going to be round number 11, swept under the rug as we go 10-1, the same scoreline as yesterday.
Well, Siren's having a banger of a game. Right? You look at Siren and magixx as these B defenders, and this is the thing. When people look at the scoreboard at the end of a game, it's obviously them combined T and CT stats together. That's why I like the HLTV have it so you can separate it now, because you can see, right, if you just looked at the stat lines of this half so far, your assumption, if you knew the way that the players set up in their CT holds, would be that the B bomb sites had a lot of action. And that, in this game, actually comes true, right? The stats are not always in correlation with the flow of the game. Right. But the two anchor players on the B bomb site are sitting at 13 kills for magixx and 16 for Siren. They've had so much more action than the likes of Chopper, Patsy, and Wonderful, who are the A defenders or the rotator players.
Is familiar yesterday to Vertigo, right? The fact they kept going towards the A bomb site and Zai was getting 38 kills. Like, at what point do you start saying, guys, we really need to change things right now? This isn't working. The game plan's falling apart. We need to change the default. We need to maybe do something on the fly, maybe group up, have a surprising tactic here. But for now, Tech9's Desert Eagles and 3 pieces of utility in the form of the smokes.
Well, they haven't done a single A default, not once, right? They haven't tried to get all of the map control they require towards A as a group.
Yeah.
But they've done it 1 or 2 players at most. And I believe on the round with the Nerd saved AK, they had a few more players through connected towards
I'm sure
A.
their B executions are fabulous if they're allowed to be set up and they're not getting spammed to death and they have all the control they need. But so far, again, just going into this B side, they've got a bit of control here in terms of the flashbangs hitting. This kill has to go in their favor to stand a chance here, but Kiabi didn't get the memo that he was towards Monster, and he just runs obliviously up towards Shorts, and once again, 3-on-1, but Nerds has the AK at least.
Well, as a kill, let's see if he can turn this into something. Spamming through, grabs another, but the trade is there. Wonderful. Will secure yet another round. And the B bomb side defenders, this is like they're dry running, right? They're in a server right now. They go, yo, how many subs can we do magixx and Siren? And they're just working off of each other because this is great for them. They are just locking this down. Your defenders like this on a B bomb site, if each player goes 1 for 1, we consider that success. The fact that these guys are getting multiple kills between the 2 of them here as they try and enter the site every single time, that is such a difference maker, right? You're no longer rotating into a bomb site where you're in a 3-on-3 situation. It's just too easy for him, isn't it?
It's way too easy. Like, normally trying to find the silver linings, you know about Chad when I'm watching Endpoint especially, but this one is really spiraling out of control.
You can't believe it either.
Yeah, it's like,
no one's looking.
Why are they feeding us?
Do they not want to shoot me? What's going on? I got 19 kills.
I would say let's get the crucial AWP out at some point, right? Let's at least take... Surely
Why, Henry?
Just to kind of like have that anchor towards A. Let's shut down that aggression. Let's slow it right down. Let's maybe go for a long take. I'd love to see that, but it's the AKs once more, and hopefully a change of plan here after another timeout.
So my brain gets away from me. I've mentioned Vendetta before, and then I never finished the point. I think he said something. He mentioned a team that was like Skade, and I'm gonna probably have the wrong stat, but I think he mentioned like 80% of their rounds on Overpass on T side finish at the B bomb side.
Okay.
So, Halvor, if you are listening, get the real stats and I'll tweet him out there. But he mentioned that the B bomb site on this map gets so much more love than the A site, and this is with a lot of teams. There's not too many that really play through A, and maybe that's because of some of the issues we're seeing here today with how aggressive you can play, but that's a big one. Maybe that's the fire starter. Nerds has found one back as well. Chopper and Patsy in the grave. 3-on-5 situation now. The Endpoint's chance for a second.
Looking very good. Wonderful, taking matters into his own hands. He'll be pushing towards short of this AWP. If he gets a clean kill and falls back, that could be a massive problem here. They are waiting for the reactive play from the CTs here, and they'd be right to do so. First kill comes in, oh, Chad, it's actually fallen apart. A wonderful exchange in more ways than one. Siren opens things up. The sniper to close it down, and this has to be a kill for Kiabi. Not the clean kill he was looking for, but nice utility usage. Will do damage with that grenade, significant damage, in fact. The smoke drop buys magixx some time, and the spam comes through, not feeling safe.
They still want to finish B.
He's going to fall back, and yeah, he's actually pulled a player over here. Kiabi can stay alive. They can actually walk into B, no problem.
Well, it's Siren again. He has to deal with this. 2 players to find. The first, the Nerds, is going to get it done, and the bomb should be able to get planted here. Wonderful, and magixx still dealing with Kirby over towards A, but he has given them a lot of space now, and they should be locked out of this retake.
Should be. Their money's pretty strong. You got 11k there on Wonderful, but it's one of those rounds maybe not even worth it, considering magixx is low HP. On the other side of the map, looks like the save will be coming through. So there it is. They shut down that mid pressure from Patsy. It was Kiabi just taking matters into his own hands. So I'm just going to push him and challenge him. The AWP's not going to be there likely, and it works out for him this time.
Well, in this moment, all CIS Counter-Strike players, they open up their favorite little book and they read the headline, and it says, what would James do? And they all save. So they all have it. Everybody gets it. In the initiation, when you start playing Counter-Strike at the top level in that part of the world, you get that little handbook, and it says, what would James do? And most of the time, it's save.
It's normally a good thing to do, to be fair, saving the weapon.
People don't save enough.
I would agree. So, 11-2. Endpoint make things a bit more competitive here. And we'll see whether they want to continue with the same default. That was a great shot from Kiabi to open things up. Good exchanges. This is where it almost fell apart in the 3-on-3, but no, that's just the kill that really decided things.
But the Kirby kill, right? You either have to replicate that.
Difficult to replicate. It was it's a dry peak, essentially, right?
Yeah, and that's a 50-50 fight in that circumstance, maybe 60-40. So the fact that they even won that, it's a positive for the round score, but difficult to replicate. So let's see as a little bit more pep in the step. This is a change-up. They're finally now starting to head over towards A. Early bathroom smoke, quick up through the connector.
Perfect.
It's just a whole different look right now as they've gone for something much more standard with one player anchoring over towards B, a lot more A presence. Let's see if they can convert the 11-4.
And you can see that's actually pulled Wonderful over. There now are 2 players towards A. If they wanted to go B now, this is where it starts to make sense. You haven't got a 4-man stack there with an AWP anchoring towards A. So here we go. Maybe we can see the full power of their B execution. They've only got 1 smoke remaining, but a Molotov. It would have to be more of a contact play here, but we'll see whether they can make it work. Their entry kills haven't been too bad, but it's always at a disadvantage when they have to make their way in. So we'll see what can be done here. Massive hole in the door, looking for any jump players there. Minute remaining, still 2 of the CTs towards Ace. This is a great chance.
Oh, well-timed flash, perfect. magixx going to pick off the back of that crucial gone. Another behind the sandbag. That's Surreal with his 2nd kill. And doesn't want more just yet. They found themselves into a 4-on-4, and now the A player of Kirby can start to work. Slinking up through the bathrooms. In a very forward position to hear these rotations, but Wonderful trying to account for this in the crossfire with Patsy, who stayed towards long. He's just looked away. Kirby's going to call this, but Patsy, he's still towards long right now. Kirby walking up. Is he going to consider his corners? This is a very deep clear here from Kirby.
He's checking long for sure.
This is beautiful stuff. The shaky aim does find the conversion, and this round is on. 20 seconds. They're coming back.
Kiabi takes a boatload of damage, but still continues to frag. He has taken the last couple of rounds by force. Excellent work by him. A little bit dicey once he gets dinked there, but manages to get the 2nd kill. Thankfully, it was against the AWPer. And that should be round 4 versus 2. Chopper and Siren, no choice but to save, I would say. 20 kills for the former, but Chopper, he actually fancies it. He's coming through the bank.
They have enough to buy for the last, so giving this one a crack by the in-game leader's lead. Siren looking to swing once Chopper makes some noise, takes a fight. Here he comes. 1 long, 1 dice, 1 truck. A lot to break here as Max will just deal the dud hand to Siren. Nerds for the final frag. And the 3rd now as Endpoint start to warm into things. The question is it too little, too late?
Well, this is the question yesterday. When they were 10-1 down, they came back and was it 10-5 or 11-4 they left it in the end. But still, they managed to get 4 rounds in a row. So I think it was 10-5 they brought it back to. This could be 11-4, but on your own map pick, I think it might be too little too late. You're kind of getting the nerves out. You're starting to play the proper Counter-Strike towards the end, and it's already too far gone.
I think one of the issues as well for them is they started T-side Vertigo yesterday, and they're starting T-side Overpass today.
Right.
Fortunately for them, next on Ancient, they get the choice, right? They will be able to start on that CT side, but here's this Patsy aggression, and finally, something for him to deal with. Flash is great, the swing, it's even better here. Kirby again, continuing to find these openings towards A.
Who would have thought, getting that A pressure at the very start, he can actually fight back. He's pushing CTs, and it's working tremendously well so far. Still need to deal with Wonderful, but it's not an issue they have to force right now. They could fall back and go into that B position, knowing that Wonderful has to hold towards this connector, and a bit of B aggression at the CTs, waiting for the smoke to fade. Surreal to challenge, like he said, only 2 frags to his name. Could take it up to 4 here. Defensive position towards T-Spawn. If he can get at least one of these and survive, the round should be done, and actually getting players to back him up now. They need to come out on top here. magixx looking for 2, can't do it. 3 versus 1. They know exactly what Wonderful is the chance to absolutely take over the B bomb site, but towards upper is where the orb resides. If they can smoke that out, that'd be fantastic. They've still got a minute on the clock, don't have to fully commit. Let's try and even, if Nerds dies towards A, go, right, make your way in towards B.
Yeah, kind of using him as the detector for where Wonderful resides.
So the crash test dummy right now.
Oh, he spotted the shadow there. Nice shot from Wonderful.
But that's the cue, right? So now you know you can just make your way in towards B. A safe crossfire plan shouldn't be a way that Wonderful can win this.
Well, shouldn't. Let's see what he has to say about things. Molly towards the site. That's going to displace Crucial. Has really no choice. Has to swing. It was Surreal. And me, and it's a one-on-one now. Wonderful with a real chance to put up the Wonder Wall. Directly below him, Crucial trying to bait this out. The AWP barrel very, very long. A difficult shot to hit. The AK should have him every day of the week. And Wonderful, what a shot!
What a way to close things out. That's a fantastic clutch there from Wonderful. He has looked strong throughout the entirety of the map. It was a huge advantage for Endpoint in that final round there, but the scoreline reads 12-3 at half. Team Endpoint really need to pull their socks up. They have a couple of minutes to think about it, Chad. As we take a break, we'll be right back after this.
Hey Future Pros! The map today is Overpass, a map all about taking territory. So here is a little nade set to help garner some control around the bathroom area. For this mini exec you'll need 1 smoke and 1 molly. To throw this smoke, stand in front of this flower. Aim to the sky and just to the right of the tower. Then just toss the smoke. The leaves move a lot, so try to learn this without using them to line this one up. To throw your molly, stand in the same spot and aim in line with the middle of this flower. Then aim just below the wooden section of the sandpit. Run forward for a good few steps, then jumping throw the molly while still running. And that's it. This utility set will gain you some space to edge your way to the A side, or just to keep the CTs guessing.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Team Spirit versus Endpoint. You join us in sunny Malta, and not so sunny days here for Endpoint. Their map pick chat, and once again, down to a tremendous scoreline of 12-3. It's not looking good whatsoever.
Not at all. And if you look at a bit of the scoreboard right now, Siren with 20 kills, magixx with 16, and that'll tell you, the B bomb site got an awful lot of work.
It really did. Maybe too much work going on there, but Endpoint still managed to salvage a few rounds towards the end. Unfortunate that they had that amazing clutch from Wonderful in the 15th round, and that's going to be an absolute stinker for them to receive.
Well, it's pistol and doors here, so if Endpoint can't convert this, we may as well quickly move on to map number 2. They're going to add 4 players over towards Connector. Kirby B, and the 1x bet odds are, well, obviously favoring Spirit, who are pantsing them right now. Nerds is having a bit of a look. He might get blindsided by this, but some steps. Must be hearing them towards his right-hand side because they are making an awful lot of noise.
Okay, Nerds with the huge advantage here, but shots in the back, Chad.
Pistol in the back. I don't love it. I don't love it at all.
One shot is missed and it's all up. So he doesn't pull the trigger just yet. He's confirmed they made their way towards bathrooms and the rotations will start to come through. But are they going towards Connector or will they commit towards A? This is the question now. He can't really get solid information. He's lost track.
He's chasing Ghost and they're going to go in towards his teammates towards Connector. It's Surreal. Has to hit a banger here because they're about to come teaming around the corner. Multiple bodies spotted in Crossfire. They can't land the shots and they just keep coming. Surreal's got one, but Patsy's P250 too strong. This Nerds flank, it's finally come into play here, but hasn't been able to connect the dots. And 2 players survive right now for Endpoint.
Kiabi and Nerds, and they know where the latter is, and he's been smoked out. A difficult shot, but he rises to the occasion here, Chad. Still a chance. Kiabi needs to at least find one more. Pressure being applied for Nerds, but it might not be enough. He has to find all 3 as they appear on his screen at the same time. A nice approach here from Endpoint, but one that's going to be squandered once again by the looks of things. We said it was a must-win pistol. This is the impossible scenario. Running out of bullets here as well. Just 1 magazine left. You would have to kill all of them at this point. There's the first. There's a chance, but one that will not be realized. So there it is. A decent setup, but the shots had to be here. Unfortunate timing there for Nerds. If he's there maybe 2 seconds earlier, he might have got a couple of kills. But like we said, almost false information there. You're not sure if they're pushing the bathroom or going towards Connector.
And they had the jump on them with the early info, but they didn't respond off the back of it. And that's because Nerds was just late as they started to go into upper bathroom, just late as they start going down Connector. Not a lot that he was able to do. So it looked good. In reality, not at all.
But the thing is, they had 2 players in that connector as well. You know they're potentially coming back, but it felt like 1-on-1 or 1-on-3 duels again. Like, they weren't backing each other up. I'd have liked maybe even more aggressive response beyond the steps waiting for them as Surreal misses that first shot, and it's an absolute nightmare scenario for them.
A force buy, though, so this is a different look. I think this is more facilitated by the scoreline, if anything, here. And as mentioned, it does feel like we will be quickly moving on to map number 2. Should we give some talking points for Stunner to bring up with Kassad and Yanko here? Does Kassad have any other jokes?
I'm sure he does. He's a funny guy.
He travels with a joke book?
That's 2 jokes today.
That's true. I don't even know if the second one he had intended.
I don't think so. I think that's his natural talent shining through. Would you love to see?
The comedians are going to be funny at all times. So I'm going to try the B-bomb site now out for Spirit here. And Patsy's got one. magixx on the scoreboard as well. And the kills just continue to fall in the favor of Spirit. So the Dragon feeding today.
Yeah, and sitting on a massive pile of gold as well. They'll have plenty of money here with 4 rifles surviving. Crucial, he can save the scout, but 6 kills, 16 deaths. I don't think that's going to have a massive amount of impact going forward. Didn't opt for the sniper at all in the first half, and that's going to be 14-3.
I saw a thread yesterday. People are requesting the Harry and Hugo combo. They really want to see the Harry Hugo casting combo.
Okay.
Sorry, no, the Henry Hugo.
I was going to say, that's coming up next. Don't worry about it.
There's too many H's. You guys need to change. When do you need to change
the Henry Hugo combo. I think it's happening, right?
Yeah, like, I didn't get a response from the gentleman.
It's not being locked in, but we're trying to make it happen. We're pulling the strings. We're applying enough social pressure, but it's saying on the broadcast that I think it would have probably happened.
I said yesterday it was happening, so you know they can't get out of it now.
Anyone, it's
happening. But that'll really break the internet. That's kind of like, it'll be you know how the multiverse was all the rage?
Sure.
I think we'll make like doppelganger voices.
Yeah, well, I think as well as we come on camera and introduce ourselves, I say I'm Hugo, he says Henry, that will confuse the hell out of everyone. No one will know what's going on at that point. I like that. Swap the nameplates around, just do it and see what happens. Keep changing them.
What if we get Hugo a couple of tattoos?
Face tats, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
He goes full extreme. He goes to the next level.
Socks and sandals, face tats.
Boys, what are we doing? What's going on?
Lads, this is our pick. Boys, he's not happy.
Are we here to play Counter-Strike?
Is that? Oh, he's not.
No, he's not happy at all. Ooh. He's not happy at all.
Bloody hell.
I think somebody just talked back. Okay, I haven't seen a coach reaction like that in ever.
In years.
Since I was coaching.
Well, to be fair, it's just the same scenario as yesterday. They've been preparing for weeks and weeks. Their moment to shine, their map picks. We know they have a lot more than this, but it's just same mistakes, regurgitated over and over again until the point where you're 10-1 down again and just coming into the Hail Marys. You have to just go for dry peaks. And it's just like, you'd hate to see it go down like this. And like, as Kassad mentioned, going 0-2 and you're an underdog like this, that's pretty much your chances to qualify. God, they're aware of that.
Yeah. And you heard Yanko ask Kassad, you know, what he set the bar as. He said win a map. Well, you can understand why he's saying win a map when the game looks like this. It is low expectations for them to have, or for us to set for them. I'm sure their expectations were much higher than this, but right now they're just getting absolutely bodied.
Yeah, they really are, and nothing to report this round, I'm afraid, Chad. This is for map points, and you've got a pretty much full eco. You've got Kiabi with the Deagle armor, trying to bring some of that Danish dynamite to the server, but I don't think he'll be able to do much of this one. Good dink from magixx, but it doesn't really mean anything for them. 5 versus 3.
I can tell you about my Faceit experience last night where I lost JKS a bunch of elo.
How much did he lose?
I probably lost him about 150 elo. When I say me, obviously I personally was not taking it from him, but I wasn't contributing enough in our games to get him victories. So I went
feel like the onus is on him to perform on a Faceit game. He was
performing. Look, you know, I was a little bit hit and miss. The last game we queued one too many. The fourth game we got a win, right?
Nice.
The first 3 were losses. The fourth was a win.
We're going to keep the win train going. That's the thing. You can't finish on a loss, then you got to keep the win train going. That's the problem.
We queued the 5th and we were up against James.
Yikes.
And, yeah, well, that was the whole thing. I bopped him a couple times, but
you were sparring?
It wasn't enough. He had my number. He had more than my number.
Were you scouting any chance, or?
No, I did have a nice AWP round.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can do. I think people undervalue the sponge AWP sometimes, to be fair. So, we save a scout here.
Yeah, look, the thing that I didn't want to become, right, and I feel that I fell into this recently, so I'm trying to claw my way back out of it.
Right.
I remember when I was, you know, a sprightly young lad, and there was the older generation, right? There was the older, they were like 3 or 4 years older, but then you had the boomer generation back when I was, and they were like 10 years older.
Right.
And I watched them, and they all moved around the server like clunky, and they had no awareness. I was like, I never want to become that, you know? I want to make sure. And then I'm in the server, I'm like, I've become the thing I hated most, and it's like, I got to get myself out of that.
Well,
so
it was day 1 yesterday, Chad, for this tournament and your fragging potential.
Yeah, the Counter-Strike boot camp.
Onwards and upwards. I'm sure we'll be playing some tonight, but speaking of which, we really need Endpoint to turn it on right now. magixx, he'll be removed very quickly. This T side is looking very promising indeed. One more round would do it. They find themselves in a 5-on-4. It's a weak buy for Endpoint. They've barely got any grenades after the force buy in the second. Crucial with the sniper for the first time, though. Well, I should say the AWP has had the scout before. Patsy looks like he's got this kill, but no, there it is. It's going to be Nerds with the advantage. The smoke fades away. 4-on-4, and once again, it's just that conversation, Chad. It's quite a boring one. Just get some rounds on the board and build up that confidence for the next map.
They might get 2 kills here. The tower being rumbled, so a little something then, a little something more from Kyobi as he said, Surreal, I've had enough of you.
The shaky aim goes a bit off piece there, but still a 3-on-2. Plenty of HP, and they found a gap towards the B-bomb side at least. Chopper and Siren with the Molotov, so they can get the bomb down, I would say, and potentially the round win. You'd hate to see it go down like this with the team kill in the round as well, but maybe just better to get it over and done with.
Pull it off like a band-aid, you say.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they can squander this one. A safe plant away from that deeper heaven line, so the bomb will go down. Kyobi on the flank has closed the door, and a great little flashbang here. Chopper's going to peek off the back of this, but Kyobi not close enough yet, and the toes should be spotted first. Kyobi not able to get it completely done, but Chopper on 17 points of health. You're piecing this one together. This has to be Endpoint's round.
It has to be. I don't want to say it's definitely, especially now it's crucial, and Nerds go down. They know exactly where Kiabi is. He will not have a kit, but he does have the smoke, and ladies and gents, that is a pick of Endpoint. Going down in another heartbreaking fashion. It's 16-3. A resurgence yesterday allowed them to have a competitive game against Vitality, but you saw the frustration on Rage in chat. He is angry, he is frustrated, and he's not happy with the performance so far.
And you juxtapose that to this right here. Have we even started playing yet? The Spirit players want to know, and I think it might be quite the team talk outside for Endpoint after this. We've got the desk coming up next, and then map number 2 of Ancient just around the corner. Stay with us.